Hello and welcome back to my wedding planning series. I'm excited to guide you step by step towards your perfect wedding. In this tutorial, I'm sharing tips and tricks on how to create and manage your guest list effectively. I also show you how to categorize guests, handle plus ones, and organize seating arrangements, making sure you stay on top of all the details for your special day. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm a licensed wedding planner and planning events is part of my full-time job, so just drop them in the comments. Creating your guest list is one of the first steps in wedding planning together with budget and mood board, and it can be a really difficult one, I know. So let's tackle this together in a structured way. First, start by thinking about your vision for your wedding. Consider the size and the style you want, small and cozy or big and open. This will help you decide how many people you can invite. Next, you sit down with your partner and brainstorm on people who want to invite. Include family, friends, colleagues, and anyone who is important to the both of you. Once you have a list of names, it's time to organize them. You can already start by creating an Excel sheet. This will help you later to keep track of everyone's contact detail and RSVP status. You can find my Excel guest lists in the link below. This to make your process a little bit easier. If you are not a fan of Excel, you can always use Joy.com. It's an easy to use tool where you can keep track of all RSVPs and other stuff. This tool allows you to only send digital invitations. Keep that in mind. Next up, where to stop when inviting guests. Once you have your initial guest list, it's important to set some boundaries. Decide on a maximum number of guests based on your budget and the size of your venue. If you found that your list exceeds your limit, don't start panicking. Let's start by putting all the people into different categories. The first category will be the people you really want to come. Focus on close family and friends who play a significant role in your life. These are people you absolutely want to celebrate with. Next, consider those friends and acquaintances who you enjoy but may not be essential to your day. And don't start thinking about whether they would feel hurt if they didn't receive an invitation. It's your day, and yes, I will say this a lot in this tutorial. The last group is the only because we have to. Evaluate those guests who you feel obliged to invite. Consider if inviting them is truly what you want. By categorizing your guests, you can make more informed decisions about who to invite while sticking to your budget and the venue capacity. If you need people to let go, start with the only because we have to and build it up to the optional people. And do this until you are just at the reach of your people. If you have your total amount, take into account that 10 to 15% will not be able to attend. As you continue refining your list, keep in mind that it's also perfect normal to have to make tough choices. Focus on the people who will bring you joy and support to your wedding day, and don't hesitate to let go of those who may not fit into this vision. And then next up, we have the managing plus ones. When planning your guest list, it's important to decide on your plus one policy. Ask yourself whether you want to allow all guests to bring a plus one, or if you want to limit it to certain guests, like those who live together or those who are married. This will help keep your guest list manageable and within your budget. Once you've established your policy, make sure to communicate it clearly in your invitations. You can specify on the invitations whether a guest is allowed to bring a plus one. This way, there won't be any confusion and guests will know what to expect. On the screen, you see some examples on how to specify this in the invitations. You can also send the invitations only with the name of the person you want to invite on, and don't add the partner's name. When the guest list is finalized, it's time to think about table seating arrangements. This part still has some time, but I'm already adding this here as it's necessary to start working on the layout of the venue and also the decoration of the tables. Start by creating seating groups like friends, family, colleagues. Grouping your guests thoughtfully can make your reception more enjoyable for everyone. First, we have the family tables. Keep immediate family members together. This is more comfortable for the entire family. Friends, group friends by how they know each other. For example, you might have a table for friends from college and another for work. You can also mix tables. You can here try to put people together with the same age category or maybe people that do the same job. To help you visualize the seating arrangements, I recommend creating a seating chart. You can use the same Excel sheet as before, and on my Excel file on the second screen you find this overview. This will give you a clear picture on where everybody will sit, and this will make it easier to spot potential issues. In addition to managing guest lists, you can also use the Joy.com. Joy offers a feature for organizing guests at tables, and this is very useful if you have all your guests listed in Joy, and it's also free. Next up, we have the conclusion. So, managing your guest list and seating arrangements can feel overwhelming, but with the Excel file I'm providing in the link below, you can make the process much smoother. By prioritizing your relationships, you will make your day even more enjoyable. And remember, here I go again, it is your special day. So take your time, enjoy the process, and celebrate your wedding surrounded by the people who matter the most to you. So thanks for watching. Remember, you can find the Excel sheets I used in the link below. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Any questions, drop them in the comments. And see you next time.